I sat down with my wife one day and I said, I'm tired of being in the business world. I want to become a speaker. I'd done it for a little while. I enjoyed it a great deal. I said, I want to be a speaker, but I don't want to start all over again with these tiny rooms of people. I want to get out there and do big things. And she goes, okay, let's do that. And she goes, well, what I suggest you do is you partner with people. As Janet would say, you get yourself some enlightened alliances. Go out there and find the right people. And she said, who do you want to work with? And I said, I've got the list. I started writing the list down. And what does my wife say to me about that list? She goes, you can't work with those people. I said, why not? She goes, because they're good. What? She goes, no, I'm sorry. I meant they're only good. And you are outstanding, and you don't know it, and you need to get out there. I will tell you, Janet says this to me all the time for 10 years or 5 years or whatever. A butterfly can't see its own wings. You have no idea how brilliant you are. You have no idea. So my wife says to me, do something different. She says, I want you to create a board of the people that you're like afraid to write on the board. That's what I want you to do, the incredible people. I said, all right, fine. I'm a little annoyed with her at this point because, men, don't we love being coached by our wives? So I go up on the board and I write down Tony Robbins. Ha, I say to her. Ha. She goes, good start. Fine. And I go, who else? I go, I know. The guy with this second largest seminar company in the world. I go, Harv Eker. She goes, excellent, that's a good start. And I said, okay, who else? I want to write books. What about the most successful author in the history of books? How about that? Jack Canfield, I write on the list. She goes, that's a great list. You want to go for a walk on the beach? Okay, and then we go for a walk on the beach, and you guys heard Vishen talk about this, and some of you at A-Fest would have heard me talk about this in Greece. We played the Wouldn't It Be Nice game. And my wife and I just go on the beach, and we talk about, wouldn't it be nice if this happened? Wouldn't it be nice if that happened? Wouldn't it be nice if that happened? And then not too long after that, I walk into a grocery store in Turks and Caicos. Most of you don't even know where Turks and Caicos is because it's smaller than a postage stamp. It has 2 grocery stores, and I happen to be in one of them. And guess who's in the lineup in front of me? T. Harv Eker. Now, how many of you guys have seen somebody you know really, really well? I mean, you're not your best friend, but you know them pretty well, but you see them in a place that you weren't expecting them, and you don't see them. How many have had this experience? They walk up and they say hi, and you're going, I can't place you at all because you're not wearing the suit that I'm used to. Is this right? I would never have seen him if I had not written his name on the board. I would have been standing there in the grocery store, and he would not have been present to me because we don't see stuff. But once we begin to believe, then our mind starts paying attention and looking for evidence. And there he was. Now, wait a minute now. How many of you have ever seen somebody really famous, thought it'd be really cool to go up and talk to them, but didn't do it? How many have had this? So that's the next step. Why am I going to go talk to this guy? Only his name was on the board. How can I not? What do I do? How do I explain to my wife that I put his name on the board and then he was in the store and I didn't say hello? How do I do that? So what do? I have a chat with him. And then we're having a barbecue at his house. And then he tried to sell me his company. And we had all these great talks. And then I got a letter in the mail later, and it said, Dear Eric, you have been nominated for membership in Jack Canfield's Transformational Leadership Council. He's on the board. Every 6 months, Jack's a good buddy of mine. I hang out with him every 6 months, if not more. And I'm like, this is getting really weird. And then some of you guys know the story. I get the phone call. Hey, Tony Robbins would love to have you come and teach business. Oh man, where's that? I'm gonna buy more of those boards. They're magic. They're magic. But what's really magic is that in the very same way, when you buy a car and suddenly you can see that car everywhere, you know what I'm talking about, right? Why couldn't you see it before? I would put to you that everybody who uses that example on stage doesn't fully understand it yet because you could see it before. Because if you couldn't have seen it before, you would have tried to park where it was parked. So you could see it before, but you couldn't see it for what it was. And I'm telling you right now, there are people that a week ago, you couldn't see them for what they are. There are opportunities in your life that you couldn't see what it really was, the opportunity that it really represented. But as a result of what you've done here, the people you've connected with, the knowledge you've gained, now you will see those things differently. And all you have to do to maintain that is act upon those visions.